And now the recession, well, I know a recession is coming. Maybe I shouldn't be spending that much. Maybe I shouldn't get a tattoo. So what does that mean for us? Like, what does that mean? Why are we talking about this? What does it mean for a tattoo artist, especially somebody that's like grinding, trying to figure it out? If you're successful and you got money in the bank, you're probably looking at it as like, well, it is what it is. But if you're a young artist barely starting,
especially if you just started within the past 3 years.
Yeah. And you haven't really.
When it was, because this is a weird part. This is what the thing we haven't been into is that we've been in recessions before and people survived, but we went from almost getting into recession with COVID to actually becoming the opposite. It boomed for everyone.
Fake boom.
It fake boomed. And now people are still riding off of that. And then to all of a sudden just drop. That's where it's going to hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
All these people that decide to get cars, all these people that decided to, spend on fancy little things.
Yeah.
And we're back to another day, another podcast. You already know I'm right here with my co-host, Ricky Tat.
Yo.
Our fill-in chair, James.
What's up?
And my name is Josh. We're back with the IQ Project. Again, before we get started today, our sponsors is ourselves.
It's us.
It's ourselves.
It's us.
Iconic Tattoo
We pay for this
Studio.
shit.
So
we pat ourselves on the back right now.
yeah. For any
now.
any tattoo ideas or inquiries, please contact us through Instagram, iconic_tattoo.
Yes, if you want a back piece, call me. Let's do it. I'm doing new back pieces.
When's the last time you did a back
2020.
piece?
A long time ago. That's why I want to do them right now. That's what I'm telling people. Hit me up. I'm opening up for back pieces 2023. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug, yeah.
Anyways, what's up, man?
What's up?
What's up?
Wake
How you
up,
doing?
dog.
Wake up,
I'm
bro.
here. I'm
Wake
listening.
Up. Pump it up. Hey, you guys didn't see before this? We were like all doing breathing techniques. We're like, it helps. I learned that from podcasting.
No mames.
This is true.
No mames.
Hey, you gotta,
I mean, I learned that in yoga.
practice. Did you? What?
Breathing like
Breathing?
that.
When's the last time you did
Meditating.
yoga?
Last year?
Bro, last year?
I used to do it frequently, then I messed up my back. I was telling Carlos about that. I was like, that's where I messed up.
You know what? Speaking about that, I was at the gym. One of the few times I was at the gym,
Uh-huh.
And Shirley has a yoga instructor that she goes to 24 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and she came in to drop off some gifts for her because they're becoming good friends, and she's a yoga instructor. And she was telling me all about her life. Little real side note, real quick, guys, and she's very she used to be a PR manager. Like now she's like free spirited, and she has a lot of insight on just personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have her on this podcast.
Very cool.
Yeah, speaking about yoga, he
We
mentioned
can have
it.
some more yoga.
And we probably can do some yoga right here,
You guys ever try meditation bed?
No. Was
The
that good?
fuck is
It's
that?
crazy.
What is that?
Well, it's like has like vibrations under it. I guess it's like a subwoofer
that a
basically
happy
that like
chair?
matches to the music, huh?
I was like, is that
Subwoofer?
happy chair?
Not,
Oh, I used to have that when I had my Navigator. I had 412s in the bag. It was just
but it like vibrates the bed when you lay down on it, and then
Yeah,
well,
basically your navigator.
yeah. Bro, listen to some Nobody. That was Nate Dogg.
it's not like that. It's like it's a lot of like
That was a bad.
it's like pulsing kind of music. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a heartbeat, so like it matches like
heartbeat.
BPM.
Yeah, I get
so
it, yeah.
it does like all that, and then
The sorry to cut you off. I think is that an actual bed or you're like in the tube or?
it's like a bed. Yeah.
In bed.
Because I seen one where it's like you're in a tank of water.
Well, that's a deprivation tank. I think that's what it's called.
Shit, I remember we're going back to my subwoofers. You know?
They're very similar though. Just like
Like even some fools and El Monte try to steal it, fuckers. But you didn't get it, dog. Anyways, but even the vibration, the BPIs, BPMs,
yeah,
would
beat per
make my
minute.
nostrils just like, bro. I couldn't breathe, bro. I had to turn it down. Reliving my days.
It was cool. I mean, like I thought I was on it for like half an hour, and it was like 3. I came out, it was 3 hours
Yeah.
of just like me laying down and like kind of thinking. It was weird, but it was cool.
So you've been apprenticing already for 2 months,
Yes.
bro. How's it going? Give us your thoughts. Let everybody know, like the truth, fool. When I yell at you for not cleaning the restroom.
It's
the
cool.
floor.
Or
Everything's
the floor.
Or the bag.
or,
Or take
missing
out the
food.
trash.
Or bringing the wrong food. Anyways, just positive. How's it going?
it's a process.
Yeah? What you've liked so far? Nothing. Fuckers. You're drawing a lot.
Yeah, drawn a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Bro, that piece, that statue piece. Carlos, can you post it up right here too? We're going to give you a picture right here. That's his latest piece. What is it, a statue, right? It's a Bernini statue.
It's Zeus, I
Zeus.
believe, right?
From Bernini, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember I searched Bernini statues and it came up.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sick piece, bro. It's all
Thank
in
you.
pencil. Proud of you, bro,
Thank you.
in that aspect. But as far as the discipline of cleaning, we got to work on that.
Yeah.
But that's part of the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to do the shit that we ask you to, but also draw badass so you can be a badass tattooer.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, it goes hand in hand.
What do you think about him so far?
It's going good. It's going.
That's
Josh,
it.
the man of many
Words.
expressions, thoughts, and deep thoughts.
It's going good. Anyways, let's go back to. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're talking about.
Nah, it's going good. I mean, I've talked to you about it. Just little things here and there, but it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Getting there.
Yeah.
So with you,
Not much, fam. I'm barely recovering from all that fucking partying.
really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I did a whole week of went.
Cleansing or what?
No, I went to
What happened to you, fool? You had like the bubble guts, fool. Let's talk about it.
Mexico. Fucked me up, dog.
Bro, hey guys, he would tattoo for like 20 minutes and 20 minutes at the throne.
Oh no, bro, that was that fucking Waba girl you brought. That Waba girl fucked me up.
It was good.
Shit for you. That shit had me in the bathroom.
Yeah, you were in there a lot, bro. Might
No.
make you clean the restrooms now.
Fucking. What? No, I went to Mexico and then came back and then we had that party and then we just had a whole week of all my appointments, all full days.
Came back strong.
Yeah. Luckily, I had
You
I
had a
did
2-dayer, bro.
a 2-dayer the
How'd it
last
feel to have a
Friday and
2-dayer?
Saturday.
You haven't had one in a while, but
Now I remember why I didn't have it in a while. That shit
Wow.
fucked me up.
Tell us your experience.
so-
'Cause guys, a 2-dayer means like a client books you 2 days back to back on a big piece.
Yeah, so normally I don't really do them just because I like to take a break in between. But with him, he's a fireman and his schedule changes, so we decided to do it.
Let's post it up right here, Carlos, as we're talking about it too. Let's
And,
get some content in here.
It was his first tattoo, and he waited a long time to get this tattoo. So
Shout out to,
we really
what is
wanted
it,
to
Freddie?
make Freddie.
Ready?
So we decided to do 2 days back to back. The first day we did, I think, like nine and a half hours. I kind of cut it short. My back was killing me that day. I just cannot position myself in the right way. And then the next day, after I got some good sleep and then everything, we ended up doing almost 14 hours. So I think the total was like 23 and a half hours that we did on his arm.
Damn.
So we got the whole full outer sleeve, the base, and we still gotta come back and do all the fine details. But
Shit, yeah,
for
it
his
was a
first
big piece.
tattoo,
For his
20
first tattoo, and he
23
went
and a half
from,
hours.
literally from wrist all the way to top of the shoulder.
Yeah.
It was like what was it, a religious
It was
Bernini statue, the Jesus.
It was a Jesus with an angel on the bottom and a clock. The whole sleeve is a whole fighting through the storm kind of theme. He has his own story. Actually, I want to get him into a podcast because I talked to him about.
We need to have those collector podcasts.
Yeah, so I told him we're to do a Cold Collectors podcast, but
That
he
was
actually he has a whole
Insane.
big story behind that tattoo and why he waited so long to get it and why he was looking around for so long. But he said he's definitely willing to come in, so we're gonna have him soon.
Cool.
I mean, how's your birthday, bro?
Hey, 42. Hey, that was good, man. They did a little birthday celebration for a family friend of ours at the house, at my parents' house.
Well, Saturday.
It was on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so they told me, go over there. We're going to do a little thing for you too. So they had live music. You know, they had the grupo.
I saw you had the bread all over you.
Yeah, they did this traditional thing where they
That just started out of nowhere.
I'm going to have to post a picture here, guys, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see. No, it's been it started out of nowhere here, but I guess it's done over there. So I guess
Yeah.
they're searching for something different to do every time. So in short, guys, they put a string tied with a lot of bread, which is how the hell they know my bread is my weakness. And they put it around you, and then they dance around, and they all have a piece of bread, and then they kind of like share it to you. I don't know. I want to know the purpose of that. Like,
Yeah.
it's a celebration. I get it, but I always saw everybody getting it, done to them.
So how do you feel to get it done to
Felt
yourself?
old because most older people were doing it. I'm like, damn, they're including me in this now. I guess I'm old now, 42. But I feel young, but it was good. And then yesterday I spent it with some friends of ours. They did a little barbecue, and we saw our kids play. The father life. That's all I asked. It was good.
That's good.
Yes, sir. So it's good times, good times. But today's topic, we're gonna talk about
Not good times.
sometimes there's good times and sometimes there's bad times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what have we been talking about? What have we been hearing on social media somewhat?
So we hear a lot of podcasts here. A lot of business entrepreneur podcasts, a lot of business-minded podcasts. And it seems like everybody's talking about the same shit.
About the same thing, bro. Even Gary V.
Yeah. So
Even Gary
Dang.
V, bro.
Not
If
even.
Gary V says it, I'm worried now.
no. Anyways, I don't want to start another argument here.
The topic is how to prepare for the peak of a recession, guys.
So technically, we're already in a recession.
Yeah.
Right?
We should just watch Gary Vee on the TV.
We should.
Just
we should
stop what we're
and
doing
just
right now.
Just
analyze
cut it right
his
now.
thoughts,
Just
bro.
cut it right now.
Yeah, let's
not,
do it.
Let's not start.
You might learn something.
Carlos,
you know?
cut this off right now. So we're gonna go back. Let me go back a little bit.
Let's talk.
So again, we've been listening to these podcasts, and then everybody seems to be talking about the same thing. It's about the recession about to hit hard, right? We were
About to
already
get
here.
worse.
We were already hearing it. How we're gonna be in it. We're in it right now, but it hasn't trickled down to the point where everybody start feeling it.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this, how we're going to be the first ones to feel it as tattoo artists,
Mhm.
and we're going to be the last ones to get out of it.
To get out of it or to feel like the benefit of it when everybody comes back.
Yes.
Because
Because tattooing is a luxury.
it is
It's not
Fact.
something that
repeat that again.
tattooing is a luxury.
Remember that, guys.
It's not something that you need. You know what I
No.
mean? So unfortunately, that's where it takes us steps for us to prepare for this type of situation.
And let's break it down because maybe people hear the word, but they don't know what a recession is. Let's Google it real quick so we can. Let's give them a little bit of value. Like maybe they say like, what the hell? I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me type it in. Let me see if I can spell it right. Recession definition. Okay, a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP, gross domestic product, in 2 successive quarters. So what's a quarter? Quarter is three months, right? Quarter of a year. So if we get 6 months worth of decline in the U.S. making money, they label it as a recession. But everybody puts a recession as in all doomsday. It's just in the economy, there's ups and downs. And as a tattoo owner, a tattoo shop owner, a tattoo artist, a entrepreneur, if you own a business, you should be considering this stuff. You shouldn't be knowing about this kind of stuff.
You should have been hearing this since.
You should be paying attention.
Well, you
right?
should have. Yeah, you should have been paying attention. You should have been hearing this about a year ago, because this was talks already about a year ago, and it just started becoming factual just a few months
Yeah,
ago.
and what's going on? Like, what do you see that labels it that you feel okay? You're right. Like in daily lives, do you guys see anything? Obviously, inflation, right? Inflation, the rise of costs of
housing,
goods.
so more housing now than it was.
But like, let's name some practical stuff that our viewers can see. Like, that's right. Like how
Gas.
much? Huh?
Gas.
Gas.
What else? Yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Before it was like what, $4 and something. We thought that was expensive.
It
Now
went up
it's
to
like
7 at some
6
point.
or 7 around here. I think it's like 6. That's inflation, guys. We're paying way more for the stuff you were paying before.
Cars went up in value like crazy.
Cars, the markup. Yeah, I was trying to buy a Tahoe, and then I just started hearing more of the recessions. And no lie, the hesitation kind of got to me. I'm like, do I really need to buy that badass Z71 Tahoe? Shout out to Sierra giving me a discount for. Not just kidding.
With the TVs in the
Sierra
back.
with the TVs in the bag, for the kids because kids are spoiled. Not just kidding. that thing was 80 grand. 80 grand for a Tahoe, dude. Like last thing I thought they were like 63, 70. But I'm getting the premier. I wanted the premier one, but no lie,
I thought the premier one was like 100.
No, like the premium one I meant, not the premier. Premier is like the top. There's another ones, but I wanted a 4x in case when we go to Glamis, kick that shit in for 4x4. Or when I go follow you in your Jeep, I'm not like, hey dog, wait for me. So I wanted a fancy one, but I'm hesitant. I want to see this play out, so that's why I'm glad we're talking about this because right now there should be some activities. If you're, I have some savings, because I learned to plan ahead. But if you don't have any savings, and if you're watching this podcast, like analyze your stuff, Are you ready for a downturn in the economy? Because it can't always be good, Obviously, there's different experiences and different levels of income.
You've been through one already, right?
Yeah, I went through it in 08. At that time, I was a college student. I was living with my parents. So I didn't have that much debt. I had the school loans debts, but I saw houses go from 150,000 to 400,000, right? Just went up like crazy. And then I was like, shit, I'm in college. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to work harder to get a house. That was my only thing, try to get a good job because I knew that prices went up. But I wasn't ready at the time. And then when the downturn hit and everybody was losing their homes, that's when I already had a job. So I was able to save some money and get my house. So I took advantage of that drop, But I remember in 2005, 2006, 2007, houses were going up. It kind of reminds me of what's going on right now. The houses were going up. Now all of a sudden they stop and houses are dropping. I think my house has dropped like 5% already. That and 5%, it's like $20,000. It's just like that. So that's what's going on, That's and two, I ask a lot of our clients, what do they do? And like one of our good friends, Oscar, is saying that the ports are cutting down some of the.
So usually, I heard that's when you could tell it's going from good to bad. Is truckers always get hit first. That's when
they're like the lifeline.
They're like the lifeline, and if people are not needing supplies because nobody's buying, they're the ones that get hit.
And so maybe right now we're not feeling it because what's coming right now? We're in October. It's Halloween today, actually.
Yeah.
No wonder you brought your scary costume, fool.
You already know. You already know.
It's Halloween today. So what does that mean? Usually Halloween is the start after Halloween, I said. November 1st, the start of what? The holidays.
And it's slower for everyone else.
It's slower for a lot of people, but it's good for retail.
Yeah.
Retail's going to be booming right now because now everybody's saving money, right?
But do people still go buy out in a recession? Buy gifts?
Depends how much money you got, right?
I'd give hugs.
So as a tattoo artist, it's like a double whammy.
You could tax write off gifts.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
We're gonna talk about this later.
Yeah, so it's a double whammy. Not only is the money like instead of getting my tattoo, I'm gonna go buy gifts for my kids or family or friends or girlfriend, whatever, right? And now the recession. Well, I know a recession is coming. Maybe I shouldn't be spending that much. Maybe I shouldn't get a tattoo. So what does that mean for us? Like what does that mean? Why are we talking about this? What does it mean for a tattoo artist, especially somebody that's like grinding, trying to figure it out? If you're successful and you got money in the bank, you're probably looking at it as like, it is what it is. But if you're a young artist barely starting,
especially if you just started within the past 3 years.
Yeah. And you haven't really.
When it was, because this is a weird part. This is what the thing we haven't been into is that we've been in recessions before and people survived, but we went from almost getting into recession with COVID to actually becoming the opposite. It boomed for everyone.
Fake boom.
It fake boomed. And now people are still riding off of that. And then to all of a sudden just drop. That's where it's going to hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
All these people that decided to get cars. All these people that decided to, spend on fancy little things.
Yeah.
I
know a couple of people that went and got their stimmies. Remember the stimmy word? And they dropped it on a car. Now they're making the payment. And now they're kind of like tough on it.
That's when the recession was gonna hit for sure.
Yeah,
I knew when everybody was getting stimuluses and everybody was on like.
We all knew we were gonna pay the piper, how they say.
Yeah, later on.
Right, and the piper's starting to pay. Is that a good phrase? Yeah, piper. Pay it up.
Yeah.
We're trying to collect. So first step is awareness, right? And I think that's what we're doing here. We're trying to, the viewers that we have now, just be aware of that, guys. Be aware, look into it, do your homework, because some form or fashion is gonna affect you. Mm-hmm. It's gonna affect you in some sort of way, whether from us here to everybody out there. There's some kind of way it's gonna affect you, and maybe not directly, but indirectly. You might have a family member that lose a job, and then they're gonna be like, if you're rooming with them and
Hasta la renta, güey.
¿Dónde está la renta? Güey, no puedo, güey, you know? I can't make the rent. Then what does that happen? Then you guys can't live together.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to fork up some of the money. Different situations for different people, right?
Yeah.
So be aware. And the first step is be aware so that you can take action, you know? Like, do a plan. Like, do a plan of how to create a little buffer, because it's gonna affect you. So if you're a tattoo artist, let's talk about those kind of plans. You know, what can we do? What one thing can we do to set up a plan of like later the recession come?
Stop going out to eat every day.
That excess spending, right?
Excess spending. You know what I mean? Excess partying. I think it's that time where people are gonna stay in and they're gonna just be working on their art more than going out.
Yeah, I agree. Like when times are good, when you get those, $1,000 payments or $1,000 clients, over 1,000, whatever, you feel good. You got that extra money. You got all your bills paid. You got that extra. You go buy. What do you want to go buy? You go buy some jewelry. You go to the clubs, or if you're not about that life,
bottles.
You're buying another machine, even though your machine works fine. Maybe you should put that away,
I'm not
guys.
gonna lie, we kind of fell into that one for a while.
So I have like 10 machines, and I only use either the Flux or the Bishop Packer. So, guys, let us know. Right now, I would like to know, what do you guys like better, the Flux from FK Irons or the Bishop One Packer? Let us know in the comments.
That's a color.
Huh?
That's if you do color.
Well, I'm okay. So what is one you like?
Oh, I mean, these past few months I've been using the shader.
Okay, so is it FK Irons or is it Bishop? Let's do it.
Or Bishop and Cheyenne.
You don't use Cheyenne, so it's not in the 10.
The Cheyenne,
The
pen.
You haven't used it in years.
I've used it.
When?
Huh?
When?
Last week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cheyenne, Bishop, or
Flux.
FK Irons. What do you guys think? Drop some comments, guys. Let's see what kind of artists you guys are. What do you prefer? So, anyways, back to the podcast. Yeah, don't buy excess stuff, And if you're just starting out,
I understand about buying supplies to work, but I know we all have that temptation. Like, oh fuck, I'll just pick up like 3-4 boxes of this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, not buy all these needles right now and just buy them little by little, save up a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
Yeah, because think about it. Sometimes we're running out, like we're getting down to like half a box and we're like, oh, we need new ones.
Yeah.
You can still go another half a box with needles, you know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. Be aware of where you can cut your spending and maybe subscriptions,
Subscription's a big one, man. I got to go through mine.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I need to hurry up and watch Game of Thrones and cut out HBO for us, you know what I'm saying?
I pay for that, so you're watching it for free technically.
Oh, okay. Then that's not an issue then. You got a lot of subscriptions?
I got a few.
Yeah.
I got enough to complain about.
To complain about? You could drop some if you had to?
Nah.
You couldn't?
Nah.
It gets bad when you don't even know what you're subscribed to.
Yeah.
I know what I'm subscribed. A lot of it's just programs and other different things and yada yada.
I get Apple notifications all the time, and it's for my storage.
Yeah, I pay for storage too.
For my data storage, and for Google storage, and for
Damn, you pay for Google too?
Yeah, bro, all the fucking photos,
Fucking,
I need to dump them.
You do. You just gotta erase them.
I'm too lazy.
Just hit erase all. Start over.
Dude, I have 40,000 right now.
You have
Get the
40,000
fuck outta
pictures,
How?
and they're all selfies.
Nah.
Dude, I thought I had a lot. I thought
Bro,
mine
I had
were
like
3,000.
14,000.
God, okay, I'm
Dude,
doing good then.
I have 14,000. I think Shirley has like 30.
I think I got like 50,000 songs
How
on
the
like
fuck?
Apple Music too.
How?
50,000 songs, and you paid for all those?
Well, like I got Apple Music and I've had it for like since ever. Me and my brother share the account.
So wait, when you have
his
Apple Music,
and my music,
you can download the songs?
yeah, everything's downloaded.
So if you don't have no service, you can listen to them? Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spotify.
You can do the same you do it with Spotify? No.
But Spotify, you can save them too.
Spotify's whack.
Cut it out.
Spotify's whack.
Cut it out.
Hey. This is about Recession, not about Spotify. They're
Anyways,
doing very well.
They're going back. They're going back to the topic. Yeah, cut back your subscriptions.
That can be a plan. Look, analyze your stuff. And we're talking about everybody, just in general too. Like, it's kind of like a financial strategy.
I think the biggest one is just look at your debt and you gotta cut it back. I mean, debt is good sometimes, but not a lot of debt.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to probably cut Spectrum.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to cut it. It's $200 a month for me, dude.
Yeah.
And TV. I'm going to need to keep the internet, but
Carlos, you gotta cut off Pornhub.
There's ways around it, bro. No, I'll send you the link. What were you saying?
I forgot. I was gonna say like I have a couple of books in my photos. That's why. So that's like all the pages of like some books.
Oh, you're
and,
still
like,
on that?
Yeah, my bad. I just like
You're trying to justify it? You're like, damn, fool, 50,000. Like,
Yeah.
half of them are selfies. He's like,
Yeah. Huh.
forgot everybody knows like
and everybody's plan is different. If you have a high amount of debt, man, you shouldn't. This shouldn't be news for you. You should know that it's not always gonna be good. There's not always gonna be jobs, and everybody's different. Like, some people probably have not a lot of debt, and they're just like, well, if I cut this, I'll be good. Because
How do you think the OnlyFans people are gonna do?
I don't know, man.
amazing.
Amazing.
Dude, they made the most money they ever made when like COVID was at peak and everybody was at home.
Yeah, exactly.
I
but
think everybody made the most money they ever made
during
during
COVID, time.
because
Yeah,
of the stimmy injection.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that stimmy's gonna be
Well,
gone.
I'm talking about that. Like it's super died out since like everybody went back to doing their own thing.
It's harder, huh?
Yeah, like people can't just like back then it was like everybody was making one, and now it's like if someone makes one, it's like dude,
You got to
like,
bring in a guest in that has an OnlyFans that's down to talk about it, wants to get that clout.
I might know a few.
400 viewer
I
clout
know
we have.
someone.
I might know someone.
Huh?
I might know
Work
someone.
on that. It'll be an interesting one. Won't be like no jumper right here interviewing. But establish a plan of how to get back onto not as much debt. We always gonna inquire some debt. We have school loans, car notes. Some people have mortgages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the stuff you can't eliminate. But at least if you have a plan of reducing some of that, and that would be a good thing. But now let's talk about like the actual tattooing. Like, you currently have some tattoo clients ahead of you. Knowing if
This is the season
the economy god came to you.
This is a season we're gonna start seeing a lot of cancellations, and we already started seeing it a couple months ago.
Yeah,
like it started happening where we're booked for 3 months, and then obviously you get used to everybody just showing up, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, I can't make it. Oh, this happened. Oh, I can't do the next. This could be rescheduled.
Yeah, so maybe you need to put your deposit approach more aggressive.
That, or just you have to contact your clients in advance and tell them, hey, are we gonna be like at least 2 weeks in advance? Like
2 weeks before your tattoo.
That way, you can make sure. If not, you can start getting someone else in.
That's a good thing. Plan ahead. And we wrote down marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so vague. But what kind of things have? I know what I'm doing is like,
So the plans of actions to
market more.
Okay. It goes back to the whole what we're talking about, 90-day rule. Excuse me.
That was a beer burp or what?
Coffee burp, even worse. It goes back to how we were talking about, and we always talk about this. We've said it multiple times in this podcast. The 90-day rule, 3 months in advance.
Our 90-day rule, right?
Our
Not
90
the, because everybody's is different.
So if you want to get booked 3 months from now, start promoting now. Start going aggressively. Start showing your face. Start being out there. Start annoying people in a way.
Yeah, because what's 3 months from now? It's January. You got November, February.
February, yeah.
So if you want to be busy in February, you got to start now. That means you got to, and you're gonna start in a time where people don't want to hear it.
Yes.
They're gonna be like, dude, get out of here, dude. I'm trying to spend $1,000 on gifts.
But you're gonna be in their face so much that when they do have that money, when they do have that tax money, guess what? Who are they thinking of? Bam, right there.
I think there's a middle ground between that.
Huh?
I think a little differently. I think there's a middle ground in between like showing up so much or like showing your face in that way.
How?
I think if you do like let's say, I think that's like the time to start reinvesting into your marketing and like look back at your old marketing, like how you would look back at like old drawings and like improve as you do each one. Because I think if you do something that's a little bit more engaging, it has like more quality to it. It's like watching a good commercial instead of like something that always comes on. Like I'm gonna get annoyed by the commercial that's always on instead of like actually something that's a little entertaining. Like I know they're marketing me, but I'm like, oh, at least that was a little bit more creative, you know? And then when it does come on or whatever,
Well, I mean,
it has like more of a lasting impact just for me.
That's what
personally.
we mean, though. I mean, we're not saying fucking do the same shit every day. We're saying like,
I hear you.
we're just saying create different avenues where you're on social media all the time.
I'm not saying you were doing it. I was just saying I think that's the time
Calling me
to
out, dog?
reinvest.
Just say it right now.
That's
Dog.
it.
Let's go.
No, I get it. I mean,
I think that's the perfect time to compare you at like looking at yourself. That's it. You know.
I mean, I think that depends on the viewer, bro. You know.
Yeah.
If you want your viewers to, watch your stuff, you want your viewers to see quality stuff that you bring out, right? My viewers, I just want them to see my face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You want them to get to know you.
and
more.
of course, I'm making effort to do quality work. I get that aspect. You know, like we talked about it, we did some quality work. But at the same time, if you're gonna wait, 2 weeks for another quality work, in between time, if you don't show your face, they're forgetting about you till that day. So there has to be in between some kind of strategy of how to be in their face or quote unquote in their phones, so they know that, you know what, Ricky's active, Ricky's busy, Ricky is constantly talking about tattoos, so that when I want a tattoo, I know a guy. You know what I'm saying?
We live in a 5-second era where people forget about you so quickly when they swipe up. That's it. You don't think about the post behind that. So if you're getting hit by so many different posts, so many different times, you know what I mean, and you only targeted them one time a week ago, they already forgot about you. So what he's saying is, yeah, you could do one good post, but fucking attack the stories in a strategy where you're continuously talking to people, you're continuously being in their face in a way where they can still have you in the back of the head.
Yeah. And there's different approaches, right? Like the quality on the posts can be different than quality on the story, right?
Yeah.
In the story, we can be a little bit less focused on quality and more just unique, more us, right? Because let's do a test. Let's do a test within us. We see each other every day, right? Almost every day, at least 5 times a week. Do you remember what was the last post I did on Instagram?
I want to say the chest one.
Okay, good job. You did. Good memory. But do you remember? Well,
I'll be honest with you now.
No, right? And I probably don't. Well, I have a bad memory, but but I don't. What about Romeo? Do you remember his? Shit. Romeo's one of our artists here. No, right? Well, I mean, you did remember mine. Probably because it blew up 20,000 views. What's up? No, just kidding. no, put a joke aside. But the point is that even us within our own circle, we don't even keep up with our stuff. So how do you expect people that are outside our circle, that live in their lives, how do you expect them to be on us every day? Unless they're fans.
I would argue against that, though, too, a little bit. If you impress people around you, it lasts. And people feel like, it's not like, what am I doing wrong? It's more like, oh, how could I do that? You know? Or like, what made it different in that situation?
So we talked about this last week. We don't make content for the tattoo artists.
Yeah.
We make content for the average Joe. The average Joe doesn't care. Yeah. They just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. For the average client, we do our content for the collectors itself. If we're going to do it for the artists, of course, we're going to zoom in on that needle going in and straight line. Be like, yeah, boy, check this out. What's cracking, Crispy lines, mofo. But if for the regular clients, they don't go in depth into those. That's niche, But we can argue that both, right? And that's why everybody here has their own approach to marketing.
But what would you argue against? Would you rather have a large following that's niche or a large following of average Joes.
Whoever pays.
But like, wouldn't one arguably be a little bit more loyal?
No.
Why not? Because if
Money
you're niche,
doesn't come with money. Even if you're niche doesn't mean that client's willing to spend it.
but it's one of those things where like I can't go nowhere else. But there's like some different value.
I
in
disagree.
That.
I think. Well, I get it when you say niche because they like what you do. They what
It's a little bit more specific.
More specific.
I think instead
so they're willing to. But as a shop, as a tattoo shop, we need all those clients to come in.
Yeah,
we can't just be like super niche, super duper niche. Like we need every type of client to come in for cover ups, for black and gray, for hip hop color, for line work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not hey, this is just black and gray tattoo shop.
And to create that niche, you have to do all those first before you can start doing that.
Yeah.
You can't just start saying, okay, I'm gonna do this niche and then just do that by myself.
Do you have a shop that's in mind that does niche? Like maybe it's a good example because it's a valid point what you brought up, and I'm thinking about it as I'm talking, and you're right. The more niche we go, the more passion there is towards it, right? There's more like love. But I can't think. Do you know of one shop that's just specific? Would you say like Raven and the Wolves is like that?
No, because they have everything.
I would think like anything in that realm though. Anybody that's an extreme in any genre. I could look at like Vito and be like, that's niche. That's hyper realism that some people wouldn't want on their body. You get me? This like versus
Okay, that's a good example.
like full on Japanese shops. Like there is niches.
Because Vito doesn't do Japanese, right? He just does like certain his own style.
And his nicheness brings a big value to his name, I'd argue.
But I can say I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure for the first years he wasn't doing all that. He was building his career. And that's one of the difference. He's
been doing it for 20
years. He's very established. We're arguably not established next to him, so we need to have those.
That's a huge comparison. I get that, but I'm just saying that it's not.
So you're saying if you start tattooing and you just want to focus on one little thing and that's all you're gonna market, just that? How
No,
you tattoo?
that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
he's not saying that. He's saying
You have
that
to be versatile, of course.
in your marketing, you have to know your target audience.
I think in your marketing, you should be niche, but I
but
think
what
in your skill,
we're
you
discussing
should
here
be
is the
versatile.
quality. You're saying I'll choose delaying my content out for quality as opposed to bringing it out more often.
What I'm saying is, okay, what I'm trying to argue is that does that really matter right now in the time where it's slow and you're just trying to get out there?
I think so, because that's when I go back to my
So
argument.
are you gonna spend 3 weeks designing a video when you could spend out a fucking half an hour to just post things out so people can get to know you while you're,
Yes, 100%.
Well, I mean that's where
Okay.
we differ, right? We're in a everybody has their own way. I've been through, but I wasn't a professional, or at the time I was just doing it out of my house. But I can tell that when a recession hits, it's not about what the quality is; it's about who has the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think
You know what I'm
with
saying?
that though,
I mean, we did go through this because remember when we first opened up, we opened up through the slow season. We didn't think about it. We opened up in November.
Yeah, in
The
November.
beginning of November. So that's exactly when everybody's just focusing on Thanksgiving, Christmas. And then after that, we didn't get actual clients till February, March?
Yeah, it was a little down.
But what did we do? We buckled down on fucking just posting.
I did a lot of
Yeah.
butterflies.
We did as much as we can to get attention. So we seen it work.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We didn't just spend half an hour or like you said, 3 days. Again, this is your strategy. That's fine. We just seen it. What we've done has worked. You know,
And that's probably a good podcast we could have. Actually, as I'm listening, to you guys, bring out your thoughts. We can have a good podcast talking about quality versus quantity. You know what I'm saying? Or straight quality versus hybrid quality quantity. Do you think we could have both?
yeah, I think it's a middle ground for sure.
ground.
That's why.
And that's the key, right? That's the key, how to establish a middle ground. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more like, dude, just get it out there. Fucking get it out there. Nobody has ever like come up to me or DM me and be like, dude, like, stop it. Like, you're in my feed all the time. Like, and I'm out there all the time. I've never gotten that from anybody. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I know I'm not, I'm out there a lot, taking out the output. But the audience getting the input, they don't see all of that. It trickles down because of the algorithms and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we went into depth on that one. I like that one. We got to write it down. That's a good one. But marketing, and that this is also goes into network, right?
Yeah.
How do you if you're not talking to people right now, if you're not out there and saying, hey, I'm a tattoo artist, you're gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be out there. There's networking through digital.
Mm-hmm.
There's networking through physical one-on-ones, events. We did the Halloween party. We network with people. We're more relevant, you know. As far as like, hey, you know, thanks, man. Thanks for the Halloween party, or a crazy thing happened at the Halloween party, or right. And now we're talking about other events. We want to do an art event. We want to do a business mixer event. You know, that's all networking events that we could do to create more network, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the benefits of that?
Just talking to other people that are like-minded. Maybe you get ideas from them, especially for that business one we're talking about. But even I think just talking to other people that are going through the same situation you are, you might get an idea from them, and they might get an idea from you. You know what I mean? It's just about putting yourself out there and just really, really doing it.
And is that free?
No,
it's not, right?
Like, that's what we're talking about too. Is like in a recession, people think it's about just save. Don't spend. But I feel like as a business, it's the opposite. You have to spend to make it as well.
Well, to quote my favorite mentor, Gary V, he says, I like mention it like that. He says, when in a time of recession, that's when you got to double down on marketing because everybody else stopped.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever money, I mean, to us young artists, to a new artist, keep saying young. It's not about young. It's about new. To a new artist in the industry, I could see it be difficult to even have a marketing budget. You're going to be like, shoot, I'm barely making it, dude. What the hell? Right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have time. You know what I'm saying? That means you got to work out there. Go shake some more hands, dude. Go out there in the gas station, put some gas, and then pass out. Business cards are only $30 on print.com or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
What is it called? Vistaprint. You can afford to do if you can't have $30 for business cards, bro, figure that shit out.
I remember I think this is the best thing I remember from Rob, which honestly it made me laugh at the time. But
Rob's Art. Shout out to Rob's Art.
He was so low on clients when we first started. He made a sign, and he would wear that sign, and then he would walk to the liquor store with his son and everything, and he would have like his Instagram, his everything, tattooing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like he'd hang it, or was it a shirt?
I think he'd hang it or something
That's
like
dope.
that. Yeah, I was like, hey man, like he's doing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, you gotta do different things.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, like I went to Chick-fil-A the other day, and I just wanted to, like, if I would have just stayed there for like 20 minutes, I could have passed out probably like 50 cards to different cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's probably illegal, but they're not gonna rat me out.
Nah.
I'm just gonna be like, hey man, you waiting for some Chick-fil-A? It's bomb, huh? Hey, have a business card. I'll make it funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe I should do that and film it. That'd be cool.
Or even when you go out to eat, you know what I mean? You're talking to the waiters, you're talking to everybody. Like, we already talked about this, how we always catch ourselves fucking looking at tattoos. You know what I mean? Just bring up a conversation. I'm like, oh, that's a dope tattoo. How you doing?
Just have that business card.
Yeah.
Because it's still. Do you feel comfortable being like, oh man, you know, scan my QR code? Do you still feel comfortable doing that?
No, I just.
Have you ever done that? Do you know? Like to pass out?
I give them my
Instagram?
I just give my
My
Instagram.
business card has my
Yeah, I
QR
think a
code.
business card kind of doesn't get too personal, right? It's like it's an exchange, right?
I feel like the best places to give it out is like at a comedy club or a bar. Because those are people, a comedy club, like people are going to listen. You know, so people's ears are pretty
Any
open.
place, to be honest, but those, yeah, you could be.
And then it's just more like people are more free. It's like artsy kind of, you know, you're going to go see comedy, or like if you go to an art show or something like that. Like I feel like more festive community type things are better than
I guess what we're saying is it doesn't matter where. You pick your where. Just do more.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done none of this, like, maybe it's the time to start doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's that little edge because
But
2023 is coming, yo, and y'all gonna feel it,
going back
and
to
we are gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel it.
going back to that not having the funds to market, it's like Instagram is so cheap to do it. You know what I mean? Facebook's so cheap to do it. $5
As paid ads.
is paid ads. You know what I mean? Save your tip money. You get tip money, save that. That's one thing I've been doing is like I get tip money, I save it to the side, and then okay, that's my marketing budget right there. That's how much I'm gonna spend for the rest of the month. The more I add, the more I market.
You know what I find that I don't see too much, and is why don't we just ask on social media?
What?
Like, why don't we just ask, like, hey, guys, do you have a friend that wants to get tatted? Shoot him my way. You know, we could just ask that. We don't. I don't do it either, but I just thought about this right now. Why don't we, you know?
Because you feel, what are you talking about? You feel
Because the perception is that we're
You're
desperate,
desperate.
and we don't want to be desperate.
That's well, yeah. I feel like that's the same.
Or not desperate. That sounds like really bad, right?
Well, no,
In need,
I think desperate
which is the
works.
definition of desperate. no,
I feel-
desperate is like.
I
at a
feel like
limit.
it's the same thing though when you're talking about handing stuff out. I feel like it matters where, because I feel like if it's somewhere you shouldn't be or somewhere like it doesn't
Yes,
make sense to me, then you might be a
in
little
context,
desperate.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would. We can argue about the comedy one. I don't see where that one would be more, but I do agree. If you go to, you know, you're not gonna pass them out at a
funeral home.
Like, hey, dog. Well, maybe you might get 10
hey,
portraits.
Dog, you want a portrait? I got you.
I got you
homie.
instantly, bro.
I've gone to somewhere like you just have to sit next to people that you don't know, and then before people come out, you have to conversate with everyone. Everybody's like, "Oh, what do you
like
do?"
mingle.
You know, like that, and that's why I said like a bar too. It's like I don't know, people
No,
coming out and
that makes
playing
sense.
music or things like that. So it's
When's the last time you went to a bar?
I know what's up.
I know, aren't you like 19 though? Hey, Romeo's not here. You're getting it all today,
Yeah.
bro. Deal with it, right? Yeah, what kind of bar was it, bro?
some
But yeah,
dudes.
but you're not gonna go to like. I feel like at a gas station, that's a given, right? But everybody's in a rush. You know, the last thing you want to do is get.
The last thing, nobody wants to talk to each other no more.
That's just LA.
I don't know, man. I would argue on that one. It's just how you approach them. Because as people come to me
Hey,
and
¿quieres tatuaje?
they're cool. Like even the guy, there's a guy that sold me the sanitation.
Yeah.
He came in here and he's straight the sanitation. What do you call that? Dispensers. But he came in with a cool attitude, you know.
Yeah.
And I instantly knew what he's doing, but I heard him out, and he came in with a good attitude, and it was different, and he had energy. He didn't come in like how those other cats come in, the Brotherhood ones. No, the Brotherhood ones. The ones that just got out of like what's the term? They got out of drugs and
Rehab
centers. They come in with a little box and then selling candy, and they're like, you know, hey man, like, can you help us out? I get it. I get their situation, but at the same time, you know, maybe come in with a little bit more of a positive attitude. I guess. Am I wrong on that, or what? Am I kind of? Is that kind of like? What is that word? Kind of like
you're about to get canceled, dog.
I'm about to get canceled right now. No, but like it all depends on how you enter a place.
Yeah.
Your demeanor. Is that what you're trying
Your
to say?
approach, your delivery approach,
Your
like,
attitude.
You know what I'm saying? Your attitude. Let's think of something like this.
Yeah.
Who's the one character that comes in here that we all remember that sells something? Who's right away? What do we think of? That comes in here and sells. It's fucking genius how he does it.
Cookie Monster.
Oh, the Cookie Monster.
Fucking
There's a guy, guys, that comes in.
You know who it is, Carlos.
Bro, he comes in, right? He walks into the shop and he's like, Cookie Monster's here. The Cookie Monster's here. Every time. We already know. As soon as come in, we're, oh, here comes the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Comes in with a good attitude, you know?
Even though we say no.
And we
he's
say
fucking-
no. He's like, okay, God bless. But he keeps trying.
Yeah.
And he knows that sooner or later, someone's going to buy. Maybe because we're just tired of hearing them, or maybe because...
No,
we
he gets
want
me once in a while.
Yeah. So it's worth it for him, right? And he comes in and he understands. I don't think he knows this tactic is a tactic.
Yeah.
I think he just knows like, I'm gonna make them remember me like this.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we do these actions without knowing the theory behind it. because there's like a business theory of psychological theory on all this stuff that we do, or the label, I guess you could call it, right? Some people are just naturally doing it, and he comes in with a good attitude, and sometimes I'm just like, man,
Even though
bro,
we
if I
don't
buy
buy
from
shit,
you all the time, I get diabetes, bro.
Yeah. Him and the honey guy.
The honey guy, but he's more like chill, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't say the honey guy. The honey guy. What does he say?
Get miel.
Get him in? Yo, if I was him, I'd wear like a fucking bumblebee fucking shirt all the time. That would be like
is a perfect example.
perfect guy's perfect example.
Because he we can hear him from fucking when he's
Cookie
walking
Monster. He always does that. Cookie Monster. Hey, want some cookies? Come on. Try them. They're really good. Try them. They're really good.
Buy two, he discounts $1.
So approach matters, right? When you deliver, and that goes back to us. Approach matters because right away people are gonna judge you.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk up to them, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's gonna sell me weed. He's gonna sell me, freaking."
So if someone goes up to you all sketchy,
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna want to stay away from you. Someone comes up to you all fucking sad. They don't want that, especially if they're vibing good. So if you come up with them at a cheerful energy, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how you doing? Like, my name is Josh. Like, I noticed that tattoo you have right there. Can I ask where you got it?
Yeah, that would be good.
You know what I mean?
That'd be good. Or sometimes just I mean, we can talk about this in another podcast, but I mean, we're here already, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes even just acknowledging
Compliment, yeah.
somebody's cool rims in the car, or if they're driving a Mercedes. Bro, that's a nice Mercedes, bro. The AMG. Whew,
Yeah.
Look at that thing. That's nice, bro.
Here's
You
my
just
card.
compliment. Here's my car. Get tatted. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be like, hey, dude, give my car, get tatted from me. Like, give them a compliment so that you break the ice. They're gonna be like,
And that's the
man.
biggest thing is like when you're talking to people, like especially if you watch a lot of like videos on how to approach people and how to sell things, the first thing to break ice is give them a compliment.
Yeah.
Give a compliment because it reels people in, You don't just go up there and be like, buy this.
Yeah.
No, you gotta soften them up a little bit,
So definitely that opens up to more. If you're gonna network, you gotta work on yourself and work on how you're be a better communicator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think it's sketch too, and you just, hey, I do tattoos.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like out of your garage, or
Hey, dog, you want to get tatted?
I think appropriate strategy for that is have a conversation where you don't even bring it up, they bring it up. What do you do?
Well, they're not gonna bring it up with me, dog.
Well, I mean, still like
they
always ask you, like,
gotcha.
what do you do?
Yeah,
Like,
what do you do?
like-
But it all depends. If you're like in a comedy place, if you're at a bar, they'll ask that. But at a gas station, ain't no one got time for that. They're gonna be like, what do you do, dog? Or you're saying you ask them,
No,
or
like-
them ask you?
Yeah, I mean, just bring it up. Like, there's always a strategy to bring it up subtly where you don't just like bring it out.
Bring it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first you compliment them.
Compliment
Establish
them.
little, like a little small talk, and see if they vibe. If they tell you just like what do you call it? What are you waving your hands for, dog? Huh?
Tell me that.
How? Tell us.
You get to know them. You ask questions about them, and you want to engage the energy and the information going towards them, and then they're gonna get comfortable with you because they're expressing what they do, who they are, and then they're gonna revert it to you right away about the aspect of what do you do.
Yeah.
Every time I have a conversation with somebody and they start talking to me about what they work on or what they do for a living.
Yeah.
As soon as I engage in what they do and stuff like that, and come across them as like I'm interested, as soon as the conversation's over, the first question that comes out of their mouth is, "So what do you do?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where you have to learn how to rebuttal and just not make it all about yourself, but what you could do for them.
Yeah.
Bam. Write that down.
You guys just described the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Did it?
Yeah.
I gotta read that one.
It's good.
You never sent it to me.
Do I need to send it to you? It's on Amazon, fool?
Yeah, dog. We share books.
Can you share a book on Audible? I could be like, hey, dude, share. Really? Without
Yeah.
them?
You could just send it to me and be like,
And you don't have to pay for it?
I mean, I already pay for Audible.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, game changer.
But if you send it to someone for the first time and they don't have Audible, they get that first book for free.
You guys watch books?
What?
You guys listen to books?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. We don't have time to read.
Bro, when I'm on my fitness and my treadmill, I'm like listening to it, and then I'm like, fuck, I missed that. I'm like, 15 seconds rewind, 15-second rewind. Boom. It's beautiful.
Yeah, bro.
That's how I consume them now. Yeah, I hardly ever read. I haven't got time for
We
that.
tattoo for 10 hours a day. We don't have time to
Do you read?
Yeah.
Like you actually look at the
think
words and convert them into
I think that takes the art out of the book.
look at
Yeah. Like why not just listen to a podcast or like watch TV then? If you I think
because
there's like
that book is not in a podcast.
I think there's an art of like
And it's not
cracking
to
open a
me either.
book
Yeah.
and then
I
sitting
respect that.
down
I
in
respect that.
solidarity and like
No,
reading it, you know?
Tony's client yesterday, she just told me she read 130 books already this year.
That's crazy.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
So she has no life.
Yeah.
She
She has kids. She's married. She works, but she reads 130
okay.
books.
probably
she has a
super
life.
interesting,
Yeah.
I would think.
But that's the thing. Like,
So does it
we
matter
don't
how you
have
get the
time.
information?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know?
I think it does a little bit because someone's telling you it, like how you said in the approach, like there's an attitude in it, rather than you just inferring your own opinion based off of what the words are on the page. You know, because
If
you're
they're
reading to
the same
yourself.
words that you're gonna be reading. doesn't
But
really
it's all
matter.
about the tone.
They're doing the same tone I would have done.
No, I see what it's-
Exciting.
with
Sad.
the
I don't
exclamation.
read. I don't read like that though. You know, I listen to audiobooks sometimes, and I'm like, I don't talk like that, or I don't read like that. So it kind of takes me out of the immersiveness.
So
of the
you like
book.
to control the tonnage, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I like to stay immersed in the book. You know,
Oh.
that's just me.
Maybe I guess because I read personal growth stuff, so
Yeah.
it's cut and dry. It's not like
I don't think
fantasy or all that stuff. I don't have time for that right now.
I haven't read it.
I would love to read one, to be honest, but I don't have the time for that. I need personal growth stuff. How can I be better today from tomorrow? I don't need to know if this demon has 3 fucking heads and he killed off. a
'Cause
monster.
Yeah,
So-
I guess that makes sense.
Sometimes I can hear something and then I can read it totally different and understand the message. Like
Because more
Oh,
personal growth
got it.
stuff, it's more upfront. Like they're just telling you things.
But
you
I,
learn.
direct.
I think it's the same thing though with personal stuff too. Like growth stuff. I read books
Yeah.
like that, and I'll like catch myself instead of like having someone read it and it keeps going. I can look at the sentence and like have like a and
Oh.
then like think really quick and
Gotcha.
maybe
I do
have it
agree
a
on
little
that.
bit more. of, like,
When
a-
I do that too. I just push pause. What did I think?
No, yeah, I
just
get
fucking
it.
with
I
you,
get it. Telling you, Roman's not here. You're getting all of it, bro. No, but I do understand that. You know, saying sometimes you need to pause and
Yeah.
maybe you ever look at a
Bedtime
word and
stories.
then like the word again, right? We read it naturally. Then you try to like break it down and it's like it's really spelled game, and then you're like, that's always been weird. You guys ever pause on a word like that?
spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
If you say it like 10 times in a row, you're just like,
What was the other one that I read the other day? And I was like, I wasn't even reading a book. I was reading some content. I forgot. And I was like, that's a weird word. But we say it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, anyway,
What gets
side
me
note.
is where you're like, fuck, that's how it's spelled.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, that looks really weird. Can we just make it, you know?
Anyways, let's get back to our topic.
Get back to the
Sorry,
topic.
guys,
This is a good
for
topic, guys. This is, but we're getting more loose in this podcast,
Yeah.
right? We're getting more ourselves, you know?
Um,
Right. Right?
So we went through marketing, networking, I think, and then the biggest thing that's coming up that we're doing next is creating events.
yeah.
So how would you say that that's a positive? Because creating an event, it's not cheap. Not at
No,
all.
there's definitely a money involved
There's
in
money
setup.
involved. So how would someone starting, or if you're already in the business, why is it creating an event smart to do while there's a recession?
Well, it
going
depends on which level you're at, right? If you're
Mm-hmm.
a shop owner,
what's free and people want to go out.
yeah, it gets people out of
And
their
yeah,
rut.
people don't want to go out and spend money. So that's a good way of.
But I'm saying us throwing it, the event.
He's saying, what's the benefit of
Us throwing the event during a recession.
a person that is a business owner or a tattoo artist throwing events?
Well, you immediately got them to walk in the door.
Involvement, right? Interaction. That's key. And that goes, I think, in the bigger picture, I think it's just, I guess the word is vibe now, right? Everybody uses vibe now. I
That
always
might be the
trip out.
step that they took to like come and like, walk in rather than.
Yeah. And actually be like, well, I've been there already. I might go and get some work there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so all these events that we do, I think you can't measure this, but but it's a vibe, right? You get like if I hear this tattoo shop's always creating different events, I'm like, damn man, they're on it right now.
I think that's niche.
What is?
I don't know any other tattoo places throwing events like that, right?
Are you saying the event thing is a niche?
And I think the
Could be.
nicheness grows you in the community together.
Bro, you just want to use niche, huh?
I'm just because
I like that
that's
word. Ni-
I'm
it's
just bringing
actually
it up
spelled
'cause,
niche.
Niche.
you know.
No, maybe you're right. I mean,
But I
in your
legit
perspective,
think
it's
that's
a
what
niche.
it is. I think the
Well, yeah. Look,
nicher you get,
we're getting okay. So
the closer you get. And that
tattoo
is niche.
tattoo industry is big. Tattoo industry, the term is big.
Yes.
Business industry is big.
Yes.
And if we merge tattooing and business together, you can call that a niche.
Huh?
Right? Yes.
¿Qué?
So what's the definition of a niche?
Something that is
Well, let's just get the right one. How do you spell it? Niche.
Niche.
NICHE. Niche.
A specialized segment of the market for a particular kind of product or service.
Yes.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So if we grab the general thing, which is business, the general thing, which is tattooing, and then we do a mixture of both, you can argue that's a niche.
Mm-hmm.
It's a business tattoo event.
And it's not out of the ordinary. I've gone to parties where people are tattooing, or I've gone to like concerts where people are tattooing on stage.
Yeah, I mean it's not done all the time. It's
Yeah, that's
rare.
why.
Right.
But it's cool. It's a
What-
part of like that like party, I think, experience in that way
Yeah.
to get to showcase that element.
Well, I think you're getting the wrong type of event that we're thinking about. Like, we're not thinking about just throwing an event, tattooing, and fucking have everyone here.
Well, no, I get that. I just think tattooing itself embodies that culture, no matter what you apply to it. It has like that outgoing kind of like party-esque kind of vibe.
So
like
it's
people,
not like a sullen type of thing. It has like energy.
yeah, it has energy. Like, well, people come in and they're like, I'm gonna get tatted.
Yeah.
Like people are like amped up in their own way, you know?
Oh, I get it. Yeah, but with art, what we're talking about, like as far as event, well, yeah, okay, a tattoo artist, yeah, you're right on that. A tattoo artist that's early in their career, they can start doing tattooing parties or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's good. But we're not at that level where we do tattoo parties anymore. We actually bring the party to the tattoo shop
Yeah.
now, because before we used to, come on, dude? I remember.
Fuck, that shit sucked.
I remember I used to go to West Covina, and one of the hosts, the owner of the house, she would bring all her people, and I would go and set up my stuff in
There
the
you see.
kitchen,
Yeah.
you know,
That's what I'm
and I would
talking about.
tattoo, right?
We're there till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, tattooing
I've done it.
$30, $60, and I would make, $1,500, and to me that was like fucking a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of work.
But then we sat down and we were like, how do we do that where they come to us? In a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The strategy has to change to upgrade. To upgrade environment, it goes an upgrade of clientele.
Well, I think the industry's taken a big shift in like kind of having places kind of like your guys' shop to be able to do things like that in there. Because a lot of shops don't have the opportunity to be able to
No, I
do
mean,
that, you know?
we couldn't have done it in the old shop. It was so small. Like,
Yeah,
know,
they're just not
it's too
built for
small.
that.
so we're definitely using our resources. We're being more resourceful with what we have and creating that, because before we moved in here, Josh, remember, we're like, dude, this is a cool space, man. We can create different art shows, different events, and the business one was actually not thought of yet. But now that we did, that's pretty cool, But now, like zooming out, right? We went in a little deep, but zooming out, by creating these events, creating these vibes, people connect us with by starting some type of movement, I guess you can call it, Movement can be so drastic and yet small, But we are creating a movement, creating a movement of knowledge, right? We call it the IQ Project, the podcast. We want to share knowledge. So if one of our guests owns a landscaping business, because I know a couple, and another guest owns maybe cosmetics, nails, hair, because that's usually the beginning type of businesses that we come across with, right? They're not a lot of them are like software businesses, you know what I'm saying? That's like more upper level, I guess. But the majority of that, if they all connecting and they get knowledge from each other in these events, then we brought value to them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why networking. But even if you don't have a shop and you're just your own person,
Well, I think that's where it goes to how we're talking about levels of events, levels of where you're at.
just realize what you can do.
Yeah, realize
do
what you
more.
can do. Like if those tattoo parties are the event you want to throw, then that's fine. You know what I mean? That works for you. That's where we were at. You know, we were leveling up now. So now we're able to have bigger events, big Halloween party. You know what I mean? Network with the clients that came in, or now even the art show we're planning with Bridge City.
You guys ever
You know what I
plan
mean?
about like doing print giveaways at any of these like parties you do? Or like a limited print like for the party? Like you guys do like an artwork for that said party and you like
No, but we
give
can
it
add that. That'd be
out
pretty cool.
or something
That's
like
definitely
that.
different.
Like a poster for it basically. Like just one specific artwork.
Stickers.
post that
You
one.
gotta connect with stickers.
Yeah, just something like that I think would be cool. If you guys like
Like
drew
a memory type of thing. We do. You know what we used to do for our customer experience? We should get back on that.
Yeah.
The bags. We used to give gift bags after every tattoo, and they had stickers, candy.
tote bags would be pretty tight.
We did paper bags. It was cool.
You guys ever see like
cheaper.
sick designs on tote bags?
Yeah, but that's
Some sick
Yeah,
tattoo
something
designs on
different.
tote bags. That'd be cool. Kind of like that Japanese dragon you brought in.
Yeah.
Imagine
yeah,
that on
that'd
that.
be cool. That'd be dope.
That'd be clean.
Shout out to Yoichi.
But guys, don't go out and buy stupid shit right now.
It's cool though.
It's cool, but I'm battling that right now. I want to buy a truck for my wife.
Do it.
And I'm just like, should I or not? Common sense says, tougher times are coming. Why do you incur that monthly payment?
Yeah.
But the other side of me is like, well, just fucking work harder and pay that shit. And this is what our last topic here. Our last part of the
work harder, dog.
just work harder,
Just
dog.
fucking work harder.
Just do it.
You just do it.
Duh.
I mean, some people have that attitude. I'll just do it. I'm pretty sure we can interview a couple people and be like, I don't care about no recession.
Yeah.
And that leads us to our last subtopic here is maybe changing your mindset a bit. I've been working at this a lot this year, but I'm not going to lie. It's still hard. Changing your mindset of how you see business and abundance of business, right? We used to think, or some people think, or some people still do think, like there's not enough business for everybody. There really is, the mindset. Stop that! It's making me nervous.
Sorry.
What's it doing?
You're like tapping on the floor.
Oh.
The theory of having abundance and having everything come to you if you believe it and you work towards it, not just believing it, matters. And I think now, knowing that there could be a recession coming, well, it could be a higher peak of the recession, I should say, where we all feel it. We need to practice that more.
Good times are coming after.
Eventually they do.
Yeah.
We don't know how long it's going to be, but you have to be like, all right, I can't accept that. Do you just accept that a recession's coming?
No.
You say
I feel like you said, it's a work in progress to change your mindset. But I feel through that process, not just about business, but you're changing it through your life as well. You're aiming for your business mind, how you say, fucking keep that mentality where like, I don't care if it's slow, I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the abundance of it.
The abundance of it, yeah. Is that
Or limiting beliefs.
limited beliefs? There you go. So
like
it's
that word.
changing the limited beliefs of what.
Breaking them. Breaking
them.
limit. It's not changing them. It's breaking limiting beliefs like, oh man, I'm running out of clients. No. Believe that the clients will come. You just trust the process and
Keep pushing it.
keep pushing it. And sometimes maybe you have to post a little extra. You have to go give business cards a little extra.
Mm-hmm.
You have to throw another couple extra parties. You have to go do a couple more tattoos.
Even if you have to do those free tattoos just to get out there, show off, and then fucking, I don't want to say
Staying busy.
spam, but like post, like from one tattoo, you could get so much different content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can make different reels from the start to the end, in the middle. You know what I mean? That's just how do you use that resource? How do you do it? Excuse me.
Yeah, like go back to that saying, just work harder. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's gonna affect everybody. I'm sorry, but do you feel sorry about it, or do you just shut up and work harder? That's it.
Take up was
You
it
know,
take the challenge and just fucking write it out.
just own it. Own
Take
it
the
that it's
L.
coming. Yeah, you know. But if you come to me, if you're one of the artists and you message me and I say, I heard your podcast, man, and I don't believe in that. I'm seeing that there's not a lot of clients coming in to my shop. Well, I'm gonna analyze your daily habits
Hmm.
as far as tattooing, because that's what I know. Do you draw enough? I haven't seen a post on your Instagram. Are you constantly networking with people? Are you building more?
Who are you targeting? Are you targeting? So that's one thing I've been thinking about right now too. Is like, I think another one is start changing who you target as your average client. I mean, here we get mostly professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs who come into a shop who, through a recession, most likely it's gonna hurt them, but not hurt them bad enough where,
They won't feel the blow.
yeah, exactly.
That's like, let's just say, a food in the food restaurant business. They don't make much, and they want a tattoo from us because we have some that get that, and they might feel the blow if they're not financially savvy. We're not dissing anybody, but that's the reality, right? And maybe there's some entrepreneurs that have their own business, but they're not financially responsible, and they might have to feel it. It all depends. Each
Yeah.
situation is different. But what I am saying is, don't just accept that if I'm hearing it from different different channels, platforms, YouTube, Instagram. Don't just accept that. I'm hearing it, but I'm not accepting it. I'm gonna be like, all right, I gotta work harder. Just like when I stated back in 2008 when the houses went up, I just didn't accept it. I said, well, I'm gonna work harder. I'm gonna keep going. I'm getting my business degree, and I'm gonna try to get a job that pays well so I can finance for a house later, because I always wanted a house. So I didn't accept it. And you guys as tattoo artists or young entrepreneurs, if you're starting your own business, don't just accept that that's coming. Prepare for it. Accept that you have to work harder. Accept that that's life now. And accept that it's not the same as it was when the stimmy hits. Because when the stimmy hits, all you had to do was say, I have a new business. Who wants it? And people were just waiting to drop that money on you. And anybody that's watching, if you have your business, tell me it wasn't the best time of your career. I talked to bakers. I talked to landscapers. I talked to car dealerships. They said they had their best year. I had my best year in tattooing.
They should do it again.
They should do another stimmy and put us down more. We ain't going to another subject later on that, but in short,
that
that's
truck.
it, man. In short,
Get
that's
that truck.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for the recession is change your mindset.
Yeah.
I think out of everything we said, that's the best thing you could do for yourself. Change your mindset, change your ability to think of how your limited beliefs.
Maybe we should say, don't just change your mindset, because it just doesn't change overnight like we change clothes.
Start doing little things
It's
that allow
work
it.
towards building that mindset. Because I've been, I've been preaching this for the last year with you guys, right? Like I say that I'm in this new level of abundance, but it still hits me.
Yeah.
Why didn't I go buy the truck? Because I could have said, fuck it, I want to go buy the truck. I'm in the movement of abundance. It'll come to me. But no, I'm still like, it still hits me there. I'm still working at it. I'm not fully all the way through. And we can ask deep down why, the fear. We don't want to lose. We don't want that L,
Yeah. Not a lot of us are willing to, and I think that's another thing, is that not a lot of us are willing to start sacrificing for that, where we can't eat out all the time. We have to eat ramen soups and shit.
You know what I said the other day that kind of realized it, like, do we worry about when our water is getting turned off, or where do we get our water? Like, if right now we just go to the faucet, right, and we get water, and it comes, we know it's there, right? But in third world countries, they don't have that luxury. They have to go walk wherever they have to go to a headquarters, water headquarters, get that amount of water, and they bring it back home to do their daily lives with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the first world worries that we have about right now, about recessions and all. And am I going to make my car payment? Am I going to get enough clients? Those are first world problems. They have, I just need to eat and drink water, right?
Survival.
That whole drastic needs from them to us, I in turn use that where we're, as the business owners, small business owners, we're the people with the issue of having the water, and then the people that are us, if I'm not confusing people, are the millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Millionaires have different other problems, so we don't know how they feel. And if you talk to them, or quote unquote successful people, millionaires, they have other kind of issues and they think different.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has their own mindset. And if we talk to them, you could be like, well, man, I didn't even thought about that. Like, you're not worried about your paycheck? No, because they got enough money, right? And that's like if the third world person says, you know, you're not worried about water? No, because I have it here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something I paid for. It's coming. So we all, each segment of the population that has those lifestyles, whether it's third world, second world, first world elites,
Mm-hmm.
we all have our different mindsets, right?
Yeah. And I think from all the podcasts we listen to, and we've noticed that too, that they say once you start hanging out with, say you hang out with people that make $100,000, you guys have all the same mindset. Once you start hanging out with someone that makes $1 million a year, they have a completely different mindset, and you learn more from them than what you used to know. You start splitting out.
Making $100,000 a year seems dope. Making $100,000 a month would fucking, I mean, I don't know how it feels, but would feel even more amazing, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of
Leveling up.
leveling up, but there's a lot of things that come with making $100,000 a month, you know?
Yeah.
More responsibilities and whatnot. But we're going into a different subject, but just know where you're at, guys. Be aware of what's going. And if you're prepared already, you got savings, let us know. Comment below if you're one of those persons. Let's talk about it. That's cool how you're able to be such frugal or such pre-planning about this situation, because a lot of people are gonna feel it, and they're gonna say like, man, it hit me from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, because you just weren't out there searching and wanting to know, you know. And this is a first step, like talking about it, even having a conversation. You know, when we go to Glamis, all of our cousins are own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be talking about this. How are you preparing? You know, do you believe it? Some are gonna say, I don't really believe in it. Some people say, hell yeah, I prepared a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's different, right?
Yep.
So there you go, guys. That's the topic for today. Hope you guys listen. Hope you guys give us your point of views, you know, on some of the stuff that we talked about today. That's what we want to bring out to you guys, just to give you a little bit of value, and know we care for everybody that's listening, because without you guys, we really aren't the podcast. We're just talking to cameras, you know what I'm saying, and mics. Yeah. Right? So give us some comments, subscribe, tell somebody that you guys know,
or share this to them.
Share them and be like, hey man, these guys over here in Fontana, man,
They're okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll invite them to a barbecue.
That young guy right there, he's good on camera.
Dope.
He's dope. He
He's
can
dope
rap.
as hell.
You guys haven't seen him rap. He's fucking dope. But anyways, James, do the honor of closing out the podcast for us today, bro.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed what we had to say today, like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you guys thought, and tune in for the next episode. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Upgraded over here. Took him a little while.